right, we have. I'm running directly off YouTube. So if you are tapped in, peace, Yoko, Chiatamu, Assalamu alaikum, Raubat, OCO, CO, Hinshi, all that good stuff. Um, man, this time change is serious. And the time change messed me up, so I've been up since about 4 a.m. The crane going up today, so I'm not on site. And I was doing some work, doing some good work. Peace. What's going on, cuz? What's good, Brad? Hey, boy, you were looking good the other day, boy. Yes, sir. Y'all looking good, man. But all of us who've done this research, cuz you included, since you the only one on here rocking with me right now, we all know that the internet and the government say that the Wale are extinct. And there is a website. The website is called Georgia's Martyrs. And it was set up by the church. What the church did was they are honoring the friars that were here during the Wale uprising. Now, with that being said, they had on their website that when the friars first came to the land, the people that we know as the Kasabo and those we know as the Wale actually spoke a language that was similar. The thing was, the Wale eventually became more friendly or was more accepting of the Muskogee people that were coming into the land. And this was the late 1600s, so we have a 100-year jump. And at that point, it's when the Wale are starting to be called Muskogee or Muskogee Creek. So I said all of that to say this. Did you know today the Muskogee Creek are now saying the Wale are not extinct? They're saying that they are descendants of the Wale. Never has that been said by the Muskogee Creek until you have people starting to teach that they are descendants of those the Spanish called Wale. So, again, the Creeks never claimed to be Wale. Yet, I have to tell you, all three of y'all, peace, everybody coming in, I have to tell you, the Muskogee Creek and the Seminole have received over 40,000 artifacts. Peace. They received over 40,000 artifacts that come from Irene mound sites. They received over 40,000 artifacts, which include bone, shell, quartz and crystals, knives, arrows, bows, stone hatchets like Makana. And the only reason they did that is because they don't want people like us that are still in the East to have it. The Muskogee have always done this to the people in the East. They've always came and laid claim to things that were not originally theirs. If you watching, please get my likes up. I at least lead one. It's 6 viewers. We should have 6 likes, right? So the issue that the Muskogee are now having when it comes to sites like Kolamoki is that archaeologists know those sites predate any form of Muskogean occupation. So now the Muskogee are trying to use the federal government to force anthropologists to give them the artifacts. And if the anthropologists don't give them the artifacts, then they're using the federal government to shut down mound complexes. So now the museums that are at these mounds are being shut down. because the Muskogee are upset that there are people who know they predate the lineage of the Musquoa coming into the East. It hurts my heart. And it hurts my heart because what's going on today was also going on 200 years ago and 300 years ago. Thank you all for tuning in. Please leave me a like. Leave me a like so we can get the video in the algorithm. And drop one comment. But the Muskogee have an issue. And is that the people who do the actual work are finding out that, hey, the Muskogee are not the same as those who were here in the early 1500s. There were no Muskogean speakers in the East Coast at AD 1000. There were zero Muskogeans or Muskogee, Musquoa, Muskogee on the East Coast at AD 1000. So if we sit here and we know that there are mounds complexes, there are sites, complexes, buildings, shell rings, even temple-style mounds, which predate the Muskogee. Yet somehow, some way, them getting in bed with the government allows them to receive artifacts which are older than their own people's occupation. The same thing the government has done with the Cherokee. Most of the things you know to be Cherokee are borrowed from other people. The word Tanasi gave it away. Tana, see. Tana, brother, friend, and ally. Right? What about Kiriwa or Kuitwa? Kuitwa. Kuitwa is an actual indigenous word. It's a Siouan word, or a so-called Siouan word, which people have now equated and made Cherokee. But it has no true meaning in Cherokee. They say, well, Kiriwa means mother town. I thought Kiriwa meant the gathering place. Yeah, Kiriwa means the gathering place, which makes sense as to why you have a tobacco or potato clan, which is Gitagawi. See what I just did there? So they come in into Kuitwa, and they receive something from the Kuitwa, which becomes Kitua or Ani Gitu Gawi, which would be their priesthood. Same thing the Cherokee did to the Yuchi. The Muskogee came and did to the Iba'a. A people that assisted in the enslavement of the Iba'a. A people that assisted in the enslavement of many different peoples. It don't just start with the coast because they had to cross the Mississippi first, right? And once they crossed the Mississippi, the first people they laid hands on were the people in. So what of the fights that the Muskogee came over and pushed with Alabama all the way into the Ohio Valley and cleared way for Chickasaw, who was one leader or one band, to settle and then go further east. So you got Chickasaw in Tennessee with the Yuchi, while another band goes further east into Georgia. Shatta decided to stay back. Like, nah, we good. We ain't gonna go too far. We good right here. Coweta say, you know, everybody left us, so we might as well go see where they went. Kawashita. So no one ever sat there and say, well, Akihata, Akahata, Chikasa, Chika, Tika, Hasa, Tika, Hasa, Atik Hasa. Atik Hara Kara. They're talking about a people that left to go find the sun. So Guashita came a lot later. But these are different bands of Muskogean groups that settled the East. And now these groups are taking credit for things that are much older than them. This 10-minute video, I need you all to pass this video around. NAGPRA and the federally recognized tribes are doing their best to take the mound complexes because they want them for themselves. Think about it. Had they been the real mound builders, don't you think they would have built their own? If you go to any Iba'a land, it can be an acre or it can be 50 acres. It has a mound on it. Yet they don't build mounds in the West. They weren't building mounds in the East. Peace.